Hi guys, I mentioned offhandedly at the end of my last video that fishing is amazing and we should all be doing it. So I wanted to tell you why I think Legion fishing is so great, to hopefully get you guys a little bit enticed to do it as well. Basically it all comes down to the fact that there is an artifact fishing pole called the Underlight Angler. Now, I'd seen people in guild chat talking about this a lot, but I figured, oh, it's going to be really hard to get, and if you don't, until you go through it, it does seem like a hard process, but it's not. It takes 4 to 5 hours is what my guild members have been reporting, though if you're willing to buy your lures, it's going to be even faster. So really quick, before we get into why this is so amazing, I'll tell you how to do it. There's a lot of really great guides to get more in depth, but basically you start off by needing to get the achievement Bigger Fish to Fry, which is to catch every rare fish in Legion, which is why it sounds so intimidating if you don't know how it works, is because, you know, catching all the rare fish in previous expansions was pretty tough. It was just random drop chance kind of a thing, while this time around it is much more streamlined. So basically you start off in Dalaran, and just to the north of Dalaran, if you jump off the area where the pet battle trainers are, right here, there's a little crack in the wall right here to the right of Khadgar's area, and then you go through where the pet battle world quests are. And you can jump off of there with slow fall, engineer gliders, demon hunter glide, stuff like that, and you'll land on an island where a guy named Margos will give you a quest. He's got a little lake there on the island, and he wants you to fish some drowned mana from it. It's very easy to do, and you're going to end up wanting to fish up probably around 60 drowned mana is probably a safe bet. And in order to do that, I highly recommend pressing I, going to pre-made groups, hit custom like that, find a group, type in mana, and you'll almost always find this group, Drowned Mana Farm, something of that sort. Once you join that group, you'll find a lot of people fishing in that lake. Right now there are 21, I'm bad at math, 27 people fishing at that lake. And the reason you want to do that is because there's a small chance you'll get something called a Mark of Aquanos that someone can throw in the lake, kill the mob, and you'll have a higher chance to get drowned mana and valuable fish while you're fishing up this mana, so it makes it a more efficient farm. Once you've got your 60 drowned mana, you go to Margoth's, who is right there on that island, and you trade them for arcane lures like this one. They are not BOP, so you can buy these on the auction house or from other players, but they're so easy to get, I don't recommend it. But you could sell them if you really like fishing, but there's more efficient ways to make gold from fishing, which are further on down the line. So what these lures do is they allow you to catch bait, not catch fish, but catch bait. So I've got one on my fishing pole right now, so let's see if I can get us some. Actually, I'm actually going to destroy this piece of bait, so that maybe I can show you guys what this looks like. I'll explain that barrel in just a second. Let's see here. So basically every zone has specific rare fish which are caught from specific rare bait. The arcane lures are used in every zone, but they allow you to catch zone specific bait, which allows you to catch zone specific rare fish. I believe there are 3 rare fish for each zone, and then 3 that are fished from the ocean in any zone. So you can check Wowhead for the different lures and everything, but all of those lures are also, they are unique, but they are not soulbound, so they can also be bought and sold from other players. Okay, so here's the lure. So I had my arcane lure up, and I was able to catch an enchanted lure. Now you can have both of these lures up at the same time to allow you to both catch rare fish and catch more lures. So that's what we're going to do. Lures start out, I believe, lasting for 2 minutes each, but once you level up your artifact pole a lot, you'll be able to, they last longer the higher level your artifact fishing pole is. So that will also make them more efficient as time goes on. Now, leveling the fishing pole, I should say. Why do we want to do it? Well, that barrel that we mentioned. Every fish in Legion has a pool, so there's no silver mackerel. Okay, so demonic detritus is another lure, by the way, and we do not want to use that because it will overwrite the enchanted lure, so we wait for one to run out before we use the next one. Anyhow, every Legion fish has a 3-rank skill on the fishing pole that you can put your artifact power points into, which allows it to grant a chance to fish up an entire school of fish in one cast, which is why you've been seeing those barrels pop up, is that it's procking to fish up an entire rune scale koi in one go. And you can also get multiple rare fish and multiple lures in those as well. And so, and if you basically start depleting a pool and then you're at what would normally be the last cast and you proc a barrel, it will proc an entire school's worth of fish. So you actually get extra on top of what you normally would have gotten from that school. It's pretty amazing. Now, these rare fish, when you're first doing the achievement before you have the pole, they have a usability to throw them into the water, and you gain 5 fishing skill ups. So this is also a very fast way to level your fishing on your alts, as you can just toss in all your rare fish. Once you have the artifact pole, they change, and now you toss them into the water and you get 50 artifact power. Unfortunately, that does not scale with research knowledge, but since it's so much fun to fish and you're going to be doing it so much anyway, it's not too bad. So there are some other things other than just the fishing up barrels. There's one that you can get blood of Sargeras while fishing. I'm walking on water because I've put points into that. I don't recommend going for this way of the flounder up here. It's supposed to reduce your aggro radius while fishing, but unfortunately it only works while actually so like if right now it wouldn't be working. Right now it is, which is why I kind of fade out, but now it's not. So basically anyone who spends 2 seconds thinking about that realizes why this is stupid, is because you're not going to be able to walk up to something and not aggro it and cast. And once you finish the cast, you're going to aggro anything that's walked up to you. So it's pretty much pointless. So I made a mistake of going for that one. Don't make that same mistake. Go instead for the one that turns you into a fish and lets you swim really fast. The walking on water, honestly, I find the Angler's Fishing Raft, which you got, I believe, in Mists of Pandaria from Angler's Friendliness, this thing is actually more reliable in my opinion, because this thing I can, if I really wanted to get to that pool clear over there, I could sprint with it. Looks a little bit goofy, but it works. Oops. I think I have aggroed something. I have. Wonderful. Why didn't you save me, fishing pole? Well, now I have to kill it. The other thing is, by the way, speaking of wanting to get to this pole quickly, all the fishing poles start with an ability called Undercurrent, which will teleport you to the nearest pool that's under 200 yards away. So that's kind of cool, but it's got such a low range that really the only time I've used it is to basically teleport up waterfalls, which had pools on top of them. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so you can sprint with the fishing raft, but if I didn't have the fishing raft, if I was just using the surface tension from the pool, or from the pole, I should say. Let's see here. Fish this up. If I was just using the surface tension from the pole, I will lose my water walking when I use an ability. Or I had been, now it's not. There we go. This has been like my big issue with the fishing pole, is the water walking aspect of it is really buggy, and the way of the flounder aggro radius is pointless. Basically all those end talents seem pretty useless, but obviously the being able to fish up an entire school's worth of fish in one cast is very useful, so it's still pretty amazing. You'll notice, so I've got my arcane lure up still, but my rare fish lure ran out. So we're going to use another one, but first I fished up a sleeping Merlok. This is essentially a rare fish because basically you slap him and he will drop a lot of fish, similar to how foxes drop foxflower. Note, I made a mistake at first. When I first did this, make sure you have your fishing pole equipped when you slap him. Otherwise he'll give you the wrong version of fish that don't give you artifact power. It'll be the version that gives you 5 skill up points, and by the time you're fishing these guys up for artifact power, you probably don't need those points. So as you can see, he's been dropping fish all over the ground, trying to get me to aggro this rare, which I've done. But I shall not pass up any fish. Okay, I think I got them all. Oh, there's one. Come here, fish. Alright. This one's a pain in the ass when you aggro him too, because he just spams flurry instead of dropping aggro with you. If only I had night elf hacks to shadow meld. But basically, I believe that's pretty much all I wanted to say is, you know, basically once you have the artifact, then just use an arcane lure and use rare lures. Just chain them as much as you can. You'll be able to get these things to just get lots of artifact power. and as you can see, I've been able to just run around here in northwestern Surmar. This is the most efficient place for me to farm artifact power because I've got 3 points in Runescale Koi. Obviously, if you put your points into something else first, it might there might be other more efficient spots for you. Udelfisk, which you will see while you're trying to catch the rare fish, is a very common way to level, but unfortunately you don't catch any sellable fish like the Runescale Koi at the same time, so I don't really like that one. I go with the Runescale Koi. So I hope you guys will consider getting the fishing pole. I think that they did a really good job. Oh, by the way, with this Merlok, make sure you use it as soon as you get it because he is unique. So you want to make sure that you use him so that you can then catch another one if necessary. But I feel like everything about fishing, we've been kind of trained in past expansions to think that it's long and arduous for not very much payout. Well, I felt like this was not nearly as difficult as I thought it would be to get the pole. And then the payout was actually quite nice because it allows you to fish so much faster, and it makes fishing a lot of fun, being able to, like, every cast, oh, I got, look at all these rare fish I'm picking up just right now from this Merlok that I just smacked. I gotta smack a Merlok. I mean, that's the best part of fishing, really. So it's a lot of fun to farm up artifact power while also making gold, getting Bloods of Sargeras, and I mean, this fishing pole is pretty much the coolest thing in the world. It's got a Merlok head on it. Come on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoy fishing in Legion as much as I do.